We're learning new details about the July 4th mass shooting in Highland Park, Illinois. Prosecutors say the suspected gunman confessed to the attack and that he even considered committing a second shooting at a celebration in Madison, Wisconsin that very day. And now for the first time, we're hearing from the suspect's father, who sponsored his gun application but maintains that the family had no idea their son was planning a massacre. Alex Perez has the latest from Highland Park.
Questions mounting as to how the gunman behind the deadly 4th of July rampage was able to legally obtain 5 guns after a series of red flags. Authorities promising a criminal investigation into the potential culpability of his father, who sponsored the suspect's application to obtain a firearm owner's ID because he was under 21, despite a prior suicide attempt and alleged threats to kill his family.
There is ongoing criminal prosecution and criminal investigation, issues of culpability, liability, who may have responsibility.
The father speaking to ABC News.
I love my son, but it's devastating to everyone involved.
Claiming he was unaware of some of those incidents when he sponsored the application.
I filled out the consent form to allow my son to go through the process. They do background checks, whatever that entails.
His son, 21-year-old Robert Cremo, waking up behind bars, denied bail after prosecutors say he confessed to the Highland Park massacre that left 7 people dead and more than 30 injured.
This has taken us by complete surprise. 3 days before the 4th, my wife had asked him, hey, do you have any plans for the 4th? And he simply said no.
And new details about the deadly rampage after the suspect's alleged confession. Authorities saying he considered carrying out a second attack on another celebration, driving from Highland Park to Madison, Wisconsin, armed with another firearm and 60 rounds of ammunition.
He seriously contemplated using the firearm he had in his vehicle to commit another shooting.
This as we learn more about the 7 people who lost their lives. Eduardo Uvaldo, who was going to turn 70 this week after returning from a Paris trip with his wife to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary.
He was just the perfect father, perfect grandfather, perfect great-grandfather, and perfect father-in-law.
And this 2-year-old boy, Aiden, rescued from the chaos, pulled from underneath his parents' bodies after they were killed in the massacre. Our Stephanie Ramos is speaking with Lauren Silva about those terrifying moments.
He just kept saying, "Is Mama, Dada okay?" And it was hard to look at him in the face and say it's going to be okay when I didn't know if it was.
Silva enlisting the help of another couple, the Rings, to eventually unite Aiden with his grandparents.
It's a time when strangers come together and you just act. And they were doing the same thing that I was doing.
Alex Perez joins me live now for more. Alex, what does this confession now mean for the legal case?
Well, Diane, this confession will be a key component of the legal case as it moves forward, but it's just one piece. Authorities, of course, still collecting evidence in this case, and they have a lot of items to work with, including, they say, surveillance images from the scene itself here, eyewitness accounts of what happened here, people who saw the suspect here on the scene, and of course, the key part of evidence in this case, Diane, is that authorities were able to trace the weapon found here to the suspect. They say they were able to track him down very quickly after the shooting because they were able to determine that that gun was purchased by the suspect, Diane.
Alex, could the suspect's father face charges here for his role in helping him get those weapons?
Yeah, Diane, that's where the investigation is moving right now. Of course, the Illinois State Police has been scrutinized right now as all of this unfolded because they were the ones that approved that firearm owner's ID for the suspect. And officials with the state police here saying that they have now launched a criminal investigation to determine if the father could face criminal charges for sponsoring his son, sort of like a permission slip, because his son was under the age of 21. He signed a consent form allowing his son to apply for that firearm owner's ID, Diane.
And Alex, just 40 minutes away, roughly 40 minutes away in Chicago, even more people were killed due to gun violence there over the holiday weekend than in the Highland Park shooting. I know you've covered the city and that area and generally extensively. Do you think gun violence in Chicago has become normalized in a way?
Well, Diane, gun violence in Chicago has always been tough. I would not say it's been normalized. There are people that struggle with it, communities that struggle with gun violence all of the time, and there are people who are suffering because they have been victims of gun violence. But the issue many people are having right now is that there's all this focus on this shooting not so far from Chicago, yet we had more people shot and killed in the city over the holiday weekend than we did here at this tragedy. So it's trying to sort of balance these things and make sure that both issues are getting the attention they deserve and the help to sort of find solutions, Diane. But it's frustrating for a lot of people because a life lost is a life lost. And I can tell you everyone who's moved by these things wants to find a solution. And right now it seems there is no solution that seems easy right now, Diane.
That's for sure. All right, Alex Perez in Highland Park, Illinois. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.